I think we are live. Hi, Sue. I think. Hey, Marianne. Hi, Louise. I'm going to give it a few minutes. Yay, awesome. I think I've got my setup right. I hope I do anyway. Yep, that was me. Louise. Did anyone announce in the groups? I'm going to give them a few minutes on Facebook. I'm waiting on my... There goes my chat. Yay! Okay, it says, hey Beverly, there's probably just a delay on that, Sue. Hey Susan. I have missed you guys. Hey, whoever's typing to us on Facebook, I cannot see your name. It just says it's a Facebook viewer. So if you want to shout out, make sure that you tell me your name. Hey, Shirley. If you're on Facebook, just remember you have to tell me who I'm talking to or who is asking the question, because it doesn't tell me. Hey, Dolores. It's Dolores. Okay. It just says Facebook viewer. So, it has been a busy 2021, and trying to bring up on the TV, but it's spinning. There may be a little bit of a delay, Shirley, on your TV. So just give it a second and it may pop up there. But we're starting out with a really fun 2022. So I am going to give it a few minutes. We're going to talk about a few things while I give it a few minutes for people to come on to ask their design space questions and things like that. Let's go ahead and play the intro video, guys, and we'll get started. Yay! Before I get started on this, let me just go over the calendar real quick. Your January 22 calendar is up. And if you'll notice, you guys, all of my Patreon and Ko-fi supporters, my monthly supporters, you are still going to get your files on Mondays as always. If I feel like it needs a video tutorial, then I will do a tutorial to go with it. Otherwise, it's just going to be a file. Hi, Carla. Happy New Year. So, just so that you know, to make it easier for me in some of the stuff, because as some of you know, some of you may not know, I want to give a big shout out to Cricut and say thank you. I am now a product expert for Cricut, so I will be getting the mystery boxes and doing the reveals and things like that for you guys. So make sure that you're subscribed on YouTube so that you get those as soon as they come out, and you will also get an email. Okay, so make sure you're subscribed on YouTube so that you get that video the second it comes out if you want to know what's in it. Okay, because they are reveal videos. That also means, because Cricut made me a product expert, that you're going to get more giveaways. And we're going to cover that here in just a minute. I started one today, and it started at 5 p.m. So make sure that you're taking note of all of this, or either watch the playback and make sure that you're subscribed, because on Patreon and Ko-fi, they don't allow me to post giveaways. So I cannot notify you that way. If you are not signed up for the newsletter on craftingwithapril.co and you're not subscribed on YouTube, it's a super easy chance that you'll miss it, especially those cutie boxes. They're for access subscribers only, but they do go quickly, okay? Annual supporters, you're still going to get anywhere from 2 to 4 files per month. There's only 2 this month because I'm still super swamped and trying to get in the groove of everything, along with just being moved. I'm still unpacking boxes, so it's been a whirlwind, but everything is starting to settle down. So you're going to be getting those files on Wednesdays. That did not change, and again, it will be anywhere from 2 to 4 depending on what's going on in the month. Our live YouTubes have moved to Thursdays. This is going to make it a whole lot easier for me, guys. If it's not working for your schedule, please send me some feedback. Let me know. And like I said, we're still trying to get in the groove of things, and I may switch some things around again. But for right now, we're on Thursdays. Zoom meetings. All of my Zoomers on Patreon or Ko-fi, whichever one that you're on, we are having Zooms. They're picking up. This week, we're going to be doing the pencil box Corinne asked for. It's a treat box. I'm going to be doing mine as Valentine's theme, but you're going to get an email about that probably on Friday, because I still haven't test cut that file. So 1 p.m. Saturday, we do have a Zoom, okay? And then we're back on Friday night with a Zoom the next week, and then again every other Saturday. Okay. Yeah, I forgot to unmark the slow mode box, Shirley. I'm sorry, or either I clicked it. I'm not used to it, and it's been a while since I set up a live because I've been so busy, and I just forgot, or either I clicked it accidentally. Yes, Mondays are swamp, Patty, and it was really swamp for me, and the feedback I got was it was hard for a lot of people. So that's why I moved it to Thursday. We're right past hump day and going into the weekend, and that's when a lot of people want to craft, and then the video or whatever project we did is fresh on their mind. So I just want to make sure that I'm doing what you guys want, because we do this for you, and I want to make sure that I try to make as many happy as possible. Okay? So now that we've covered the calendar, let's go over and take a look at the information I want to give you. So in case any of you are brand new, you got brand new machines, things like that, we do tutorials. We're going to be doing these Thursday night tutorials. Not every Thursday night will have a project, but I may do a freebie, and tonight we are going to do a freebie file with our Thursday Designspace tutorial. Okay, so and we're going to put that together and show you guys a little bit about Designspace and some of the things that you may not know. All of you seasoned veterans who have had your machines for a while probably know the things that we're going to do, but we do have a lot of new people, so make sure that you're helping them out. Here on my site, craftingwithapril.co, not .com, it's .co. So if you're going to .com, you won't get it. Okay, so make sure you go to craftingwithapril.co right here. And, well, here I am. And then you're going to get this pop-up. If you're new here and this first time, this is your mystery box notifications and more. If there is a super good sale going, things like that, access sales, information that I think that you guys want and need, I will email you for that. You will also get the mystery box notifications. These notifications will reveal what's inside the box, but I'm going to try to fix it so that you can scroll down. If you want to purchase it without doing that, you can just click on the first mystery box link and buy it. and then close your email out or scroll down further on the email and read what's in the box. Okay. So if you're one of those people who do not, which there are very, very few of those who do not want to know what's in that box, then I wouldn't open those emails until after I purchased and it was on the way. So got that covered, so you can do that here. Again, here's all your Cricut links, your Canada Cricut links. Here's our monthly challenge and machine giveaways. Right now, I don't have a machine giveaway this quarter yet, but I do have a monthly challenge. It went up today. You got your blog, your cheat sheets. If you are not a supporter on Patreon or Ko-fi, please consider that. That helps support the group and things that I do for you guys, and I greatly appreciate it, along with using my links. If you're shopping my links through Cricut and using our group code, you're going to get either a 10 or a 20% discount, depending on what special is running at that time. Being a product expert, it does change sometimes from 10 to 20% discount on materials and tools and things like that. Machines, the group code does not apply to machines. Anything that plugs in, anything digital like cartridges or images, things like that, it does not apply to that. It also does not apply to Access. There are no discounts on Access subscriptions. However, you do get a discount on machines and things like that if you have an Access subscription. It's 10% across the board, no matter what you buy on Cricut.com. And then you can add your group code to anything that's over $50 in the cart. So make sure that you're using that. And that code is subject to change. Right now it is Cricut P, like Cricut Partner. So make sure that you're using that one right now. And if it changes, I will put it up in the groups, in the pinned post, and everywhere else that we may need it. Okay. So this month's challenge, and it's going to make me log in. It may make you log in. If you're not logged in, you may need to register. We did move a few of the tabs around. If you're an annual subscriber, you now have your 2022 files and your 2021. If you are a supporter, you have your 2022 files. This is the password here, not the one you created to log in with, but this is your password that I send you each month if you are a subscriber. Okay, so those are right here, your Zoomers, same thing, 22, 21. And let me click back off of that. 2021 files and later, all the way back, maybe as far as 2016, I don't recall. All of the old files are there, and all of the new files are right here, taking you straight into the supporter files tab. So anything new is going to be right here. Monthly challenge. This month, the monthly challenge, you are not seeing double. We are going to give away 2 12 by 10 Easy Press 2s. 2 of them. 2 winners. So make sure that you enter this. You can see right here you can earn up to 6 entries just by doing the things on the Rafflecopter, and it will show how many entries you have right here. And as you can see, I have 0 of 6. Nobody's entered yet because we just started it. We just launched it. So make sure that you're doing that. What you want to do for this challenge, I have these 2 images. They're free. If you search heart free, you'll see those. Or you can go and put in their hashtag numbers that you see right here and pull them up. Any project using either one of those images. You don't have to use both. You can, but you don't have to. But you have to use at least one of these image sets in order to enter. You can cut vinyl and put it on a cup. You can make a card and put the heart on there. You can make a shirt. It doesn't matter. You can engrave something. As long as you use one of these images, go to the challenge giveaway in the group, Cricut Maker Projects or Cricut Crafting with April. Go to the group, go into the featured post, and it looks just like this, and post in the comments with your photo. Okay, that's all you got to do there. And then make sure that you come over here and you join in, and let's see if it's going to let me log in. and show you guys. No. I think it's trying to open in another page. But you can log in right... Oh, yes, it did. Here we go. You can unlock these bonuses. So what you have to do is you go in here, put your Facebook URL, which is on your Facebook page, not your group, but go in there and get your Facebook ID and paste that in there, and then put CMP or CCWA. And all that means is, did you post it in Cricutmakerprojects or did you post it in Cricut Crafting with April? That's to help me find your name, because not everybody uses the same name on YouTube or their sign-ins or their emails for these things, and I need to know what your project is, because if it's not there, then you can't enter. So I'm not going to enter this because I don't want to have to call Rafflecopter to take me out, because I don't want to sign up. Then once you've done that, you're going to unlock, and you can earn up to 4 more entries by doing some things down here. Okay? So it's very easy to do. Post it in the challenge, in the group, and then fill out your Rafflecopter, and you're in. Does anybody have any questions on how to enter? I'm giving it a few seconds because there may be a little bit of lag. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me or one of the admins, and we will help you. If you're not getting this and it doesn't pop up for you, doesn't let you in there, turn off your pop-up blocker while you do it, or try a Chrome browser or a different browser so that you can get in there. I don't have any problem on Chrome or Safari, but your computer settings could stop you from getting in there. But it would be your computer settings. So make sure that you're checking that if you can't get in. Okay? So that is January's giveaway. All right. If anybody has design space questions at any time, please ask them. I'm going to do a quick little tutorial. I'm going to go in with just a project image, and we're going to show you guys how to size it, how to slice, how to do a couple of those things, and get you familiar and get you working in Cricut Designspace. So first thing I'm going to do is open up my Cricut Designspace. You can see that here. It's opened up and I'm logged in. And I want to check, I'm not on my Joy machine. I think I will use... My Maker is closer to me than my Maker 3, so I think I'll go with my Maker. So I'm going to select my Maker, and then I'm going to go right down here to New Project. Now yours may look a little bit different because I have thousands of projects, so you're going to see different projects in my ribbon than ones that are in yours. Okay? Oh, you're welcome, Susan. And then we're going to go to New Project. And I'm hoping everybody can see my screen. I haven't switched off yet. You'll get to see me here in just a few minutes. So when we're in New Project, as a matter of fact, before I get into that, I'm just going to pop over here and say hey really quick, because then I'm going to have to move my phone in the way. Hi everybody, I know you've missed me, right? I've got my room going. The move is going okay. I still have tons of things to unpack, as you can see behind me maybe. I've got boxes all back behind me there. I don't know if you guys can see all of that stuff. But I've got boxes and crates and you name it. And I'm not done yet. I still have some in storage that I have to go get. So I just wanted to say hey and introduce myself to anybody who doesn't know me. I'm April. And please ask your questions. We're here to help you. Ask them in the group, ask them on the lives, and we will show you right here on the screen. Hey Beverly. So you guys, if you need anything, type your questions in caps so that we can see them and we'll get them answered as quickly as possible. All right. So let's go back over. There we go. Ah, thanks, Susan. All right, so the first thing you want to do is I want to point out right here, this is the hamburger menu, guys. So if you see what, anybody tells you look at your hamburger menu, this is what they're talking about, the 3 lines. And when you click on those, this is where your profile is. Make sure you fill that out and you use that. You have home, which is going to take you right over to Cricut, right where we left. And then you have, it's going to take it a second to load, your canvas, which is going to take you right back to the canvas where we were. Okay, you are going to be able to calibrate your knife blade and things like that from here, depending on the machine that you have. You may or may not see this. It depends on what you have selected. You're going to have your firmware updates. If your machine's doing funny things, you might want to check that. Manage custom materials. Don't change any of your material settings, guys. If your machine's not cutting a material or something that you've bought and you want to cut, make sure that you go in and you create a new setting for that. And we will get into that in another video on another week on creating those. But that's where you're going to do that. So don't change your normal settings. Always create new. Okay. Your account details. If you have an air machine and you have cartridges, which we don't really have anymore, it's been digital for a while now, but if you happen to get your hands on an older cartridge, you can link those either through support or by using your air machine and linking them. It does not read it. It doesn't have to be plugged in to use it. It only reads the serial number and adds it to your account. And then after that, you can pack it up and put it away. You can't see it, Shirley. It's not showing. Oh, am I? There we go. Sorry about that. I did maximum. Let me shrink my window. Let's just do that. How's that? That's better. Does that look better now? Is that better for everybody? I just had the window maximized and that was cutting it off, I think. But all of that stuff is right here, guys. Then you have Cricut Access. If you have access, you can manage your subscription here. This will tell you when it will renew. It will renew if you have a credit card in on your account. Okay. A couple of people were saying that they tried to cancel and they couldn't cancel. There are some steps to canceling, guys. You have to manage your subscription. You have to go in and click Manage Subscription. And you have to go all the way into your account because another page is going to pop up. And then where you'll get to a place where it says Edit or Cancel. And then that's where you're going to do that. Okay? So if you're not wanting to keep it, I highly, highly recommend that you keep access. Especially if you're learning. Because all of the images that you need, you're probably going to find them right there in Access. I design using Access, all of those things. And it gives you 10% off of everything that you purchase on Cricut.com. So make sure that if you're learning that you have this. Yes, you can upload other images and free images, but your time is worth something. You're going to spend so much time looking for a font or looking for an image when 99% of the time there's something in Access that is going to work perfectly for you. So I highly encourage that you get Access, even if you go monthly, and you use it until you've learned your machine and you've learned DesignSpace. It is going to be a huge help for you. Okay? And I'm serious, it's a huge help. If you find later on that you're not using it, personally, I keep mine just for the discount. The images are a bonus. So I'm just going to say, you really, really, really should have it. I wouldn't be without it, Shirley. I just wouldn't. So that's where you're going to do that. Settings. This is legal. You can go into legal and it's going to tell you all of the things, what you can sell and how you can sell it and cut it and things like that. Make sure you read that angel policy and those kind of things. Then you have your what's new. It will walk you through anything new and the changes that they make in DesignSpace. The settings right here, this is going to give you the language that you want to use. You can save offline for the cloud and computer. If you are going to be working offline, say you're going on a camping trip, you know you're not going to have internet, you need to save to the cloud and to the computer so that you can work on those. You also make sure you do not log out of DesignSpace before that happens. If I were you, I would log out and then log back in, because it will automatically log you out after so many days, and you don't want that to happen to you. It did happen to me. I knew I was going to be offline, and I didn't log out and log back in, and then when I got there, I couldn't use it because it had logged me out because I had so many days behind it, my last login. Yes, you're going to learn, Beverly. Stick with us. We're going to make sure that you learn how to use all of this. So I just saved mine to the cloud only because I don't intend to be without internet. Usually if I'm without internet, I don't have any power. So not going to help me if I don't have any power. So because I can't use my machine anyway. But make sure if you plan to have offline times that you're doing both. Okay, and you can change it at any time. Full grid, partial grid, or no grid. That is your grid on your canvas, and I don't know if it's going to show up there if you guys can see it, but I'm going to show you. I like partial grid. I used to do a full grid, but when they changed it to 1/8 inch, my eyes just can't take it. Hi, Joyce. And then you have your imperial and metric, which is inches or centimeters. So you can put all that in. Also, if you just want to leave your grid on like I do, and then you find out you need that full grid, right here between the 0, 0, right up here is a square. You can click it and toggle back and forth. So you can go to no grid, a full grid, or a partial grid just by clicking there. All right. So that's a little bit about your settings for DesignSpace. I'm not going to cover everything tonight. Just wanted to go in, and we're going to touch on that. Next week we will touch on this toolbar here, but tonight I just wanted to cover this. If you need help at any time, you can click on help right here, and it is going to open up your Cricut DesignSpace Help Center. So whatever you have a problem with, if we can't help you or you're waiting on an answer from one of us, you can find it just by clicking on help right inside DesignSpace. Okay, you can go and look at your account. You can check out the blades and tools, your Cricut Bright Pad materials, your Easy Press Joy, anything that you may need. And all you're going to do is type in search, like let's say that you have a blinking red light on your machine and it won't do anything. You can type in the word blinking, and it says the power button is blinking red. You can click on it, and boom, there is your help on how to fix it. Because this is where we're going to send you guys when you ask those questions in Facebook. This is where we're going to send you the link to this so that you know what to do. So if you know that that's what it is, again, you can come right in here to your hamburger menu, click on help. When it pulls up, type in blinking right here and everything. And once you do this, if you're still having an issue, you're going to need to call support. Okay? Sometimes we might have a trick or something up our sleeve, so go ahead and ask us. But usually if we tell you to call support, that means that we know you've already tried this and it didn't work for you. Okay? So super easy, and that covers our hamburger menu, and then you can also sign out right here. Okay? Is everybody clear on the hamburger menu? Do you need any instruction on that? Again, I'm not going to go into manage custom materials. We'll do that on another video when we do our tools over here. We'll cover the custom materials. So let's make a project. We have a canvas, and I'm going to go into images and click right here and go to images. And then you can use your filters and use free or saved. your operation type, if you want a cut only, a draw only, print and cut, or draw, no matter what type image you're looking for. So make sure that you're using those filters. If you're getting something like 10,000 results, you'll want to use those. Like here, I've got 240,000 images. If I want to just see cut only, I can knock that amount down by taking out the rest of that stuff. Okay, so make sure you're using your filters. If you know your project, you want multiple layers, you can select that. Your project type, if you want it to be 3D, if you want it to be a card, you've got mug designs for your mug press. All of that are in here. You can knock all of that down by searching for that. You can also search by paper and cardstock. Any of those things, recommended projects for that. And you can see how it starts whittling down the images as you start using all of those. If you need another language, they are in there as well. If you purchased it or uploaded it, so if you wanted just to see stuff that you uploaded or things that you bought, then you could pull it up by that. So there are a lot of things. Make sure that you're using these filters. If you've downloaded it for offline, remember we had the cloud and computer in there, so that will show that as well. And then if you want to just see licensed content by Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, Warner Brothers, whatever it is that you have in there that you may want to look for, those filters will really help you out. And I'm just going to take those off, or clear all right here at the top. And we're going to search for a gable box. And that's because I know what the box is called, so I can whittle that down from 240,000 images to 1,500. And I'm just making sure. Thanks, Shirley. Yeah, we're going to help everybody figure it all out. And I apologize, my internet's going a little slow, but I have tons of things open just so I could stream. And this is the little gable box that we're going to use. And if anybody wants to pull that up, it's called Gable Box Square. And that number, this really makes a lot. Guys, I'm going to save this as my favorite. I'm going to click right here on the ribbon and save that for a favorite because I do use it a lot. And right here it says Gable Box Square. This hashtag number, if you want to type up in your search box hashtag M4718E and then hit search, it will pull this box up for you. Now let's say that you knew that that box was there, but you wanted to see the other boxes on that cartridge. Well, they're called image sets now, but they used to be called cartridges. You can click on that and it will bring up everything that's on that set. Okay, so everything that was in there is now right here. And it's going to have variations of the same box. You can see here's the box and I've got it marked as my favorite or a saved image. But tons of stuff on there on that cartridge. So you may have said, well, that's the box I wanted to use, but now I've changed my mind. I want to use this one. So you can do that. Okay. So just typing in your hashtag numbers and looking at that information eye is going to give you a lot of help. Right here, 3 dots. Okay. Used to be the information eye. It's 3 dots now. Okay. So I'm just going to close that. And now we're going to select it. And you notice there's a green box around it. And it also put it down here in our search file. So if you were just looking for boxes and this was similar to what you wanted, but you weren't sure, you can click on more boxes and you can see that it's putting these boxes into this space for me so that I can add all of them to the canvas and make my decision. Okay, and that was all I did. I just selected them, had the green box, and then I put add to canvas. Okay. Yeah, this is a really cute one too, Judy. It's a 2-piece. This one's a 2-piece, and this is one, and this is one. This is your milk carton box. Okay. So I know that we're going to use the gable box, so I'm just going to clear those others out. The next question that a lot of people who are new let's see. No, Beverly, that's a good question. So I'm just going to go back to images and answer that really quick before we get into that. If you notice here, Beverly, you see everything. If you subscribe, everything that has this green A is included in your Access subscription. All of it. It's all included in Access. Anything with the green A, if it's a font, an image, 3D, doesn't matter. Those are included. What's not included is licensed content. So let's go in and type Mickey. Okay, and you can see here, now I own this one, so it's going to say purchase, but let me just pull it up, all of the images. You see all of these, they do not have a green A, okay? If you bought the cartridge, it will say purchased here, or it will ask you to purchase it, okay? You can always look right here. If it says purchased and it's got a green A, that means that you have access, and while you have access, you can use it. I don't know. Let's see. Let me go back. Let's see. I was going to look for one that maybe I didn't own. It's all purchased. But you can see none of those have a green A. Let me just search again. Trying to think of what to search. Just go to Disney. Get out of there. Let me go back. There we go. Let me go back to image sets. It's not wanting to cooperate with me. There's more than one way to skin a cat. There we go. I'm going to go back to images. There we go. I'm going to go to Disney. All right. This one right here. This is what I was trying to do. This one right here. I don't own it. And it's $7.99. So if I want to purchase that, there's 14 images on this cartridge. So I can select it, and you can see that it says buy the image set. If you don't own it, it's not going to say purchased. It's going to have a price right here. Now you can go in and buy individual images, the individual image, or you can buy the set. And you can check it just by bringing it in. And if you have access, you're going to get 20 cents off of that. Okay? So your access is going to give you a discount on that price. And you're going to have to pay your tax on it, of course, but it's going to take the 20 cents off. Does that make sense for you, Beverly? I know it can be confusing. But that's what it means. You have to have that green A for access for it to be totally free and be subscribed. And then anything that is licensed, like Disney and things like that, you may even run across some Anna Griffin, some Lori Whitlock, things like that, that are not in access, because they have some of both. Some is in access and some of it is not. But you can tell by looking, either having a price or the green A. Or if you own it, it'll say purchased. Okay? All right. Good question. Good question. So we have our box. We've selected that, and we're just going to be using this to put in a small candy. It's a treat box, like a little giveaway for Valentine's. So how do you know what size to make it? How do you know? When it comes in, you saw that it came in really small, and you can see that I can size it. Everything's attached. If it's not attached, I'm going to detach it. And you size your box, you can see that your score lines don't move. Okay, so when they're attached, they will. If you have more than one layer, which you can see here in the layers panel, you need to group those and size it. If you're going to make changes to your layers, so that everything sizes together. Okay, and I'm just going to ungroup that and attach it back. Just wanted to cover some grouping and what we use that for. In order to tell what size this box is going to be, this is what I have found to be the easiest for people to learn with, because you can look at your measurements here on your grid and get close. But if you really want to know what size it is, go in and get yourself a square, and you can bring that square into the top of your score lines here and stretch it out and make sure that it fits within those score lines, and this is going to give you the estimate of what size this box is. And you can see that I've covered all the scores there on this panel except the bottom one, so I'm going to unlock it and pull that down and lock it back. So that square fits right inside those 4 lines, those 4 score lines. When I look up here at my size, it says it's 2.875. Okay, so 7/8, 2 7/8, almost 3 inches is what it's sized at. I want mine to be enough to hold one of the Lindor truffles, and I'll show you on camera here in just a minute. But with its little wrapper, it's about 2 inches, so I want to give it enough room to put it in the box. So I'm just going to say 2 inches right here on this square. The gray square is what I have selected, and I'm going up to the size and keeping that locked, and I'm going to make that 2 inches. Oh, I unlocked it before, so I'm just going to make it 2 inches right there. So now that I have that, that's the size I want that part of the box to be. This up here is decor, okay, for your tags to hang off of and things like that. I'm just going to squeeze that down, and I'm just going to keep shifting it until that square fits in those score lines. And I'm just going to leave it right about there. So now I'm going to get rid of that. I used it for sizing purposes only. There was a favorite thing showing a dollar amount earlier. I would have snapped that up, Shirley. Yeah, if you see an image set for $1, grab it. You never know. They might find the error and fix it at any moment. So make sure that you grab that if you want it. So now I've got it sized. Another thing to keep in mind is you need to look at the width and the height before you decide to cut, and make sure that that's going to work for you. So this will work on it's going to be just over 8.5 inches by right at 5.5 inches. So I know that's going to fit on my mat, so I'm good to go with that. But I want to cut a heart out of the front since this is for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to go to shapes, and I like this heart here, which is included with your Access subscription. It's a little bit different from this heart up here. This one's free. These are included with your Access subscription. And you can buy just single shapes out of here too, guys. If you don't have an Access subscription, you can still get those images individually. Okay, but I'm going to use this heart. That's the one I like. That's the one I want to use. I'm not going to add tags to this. If it was Christmas or a Christmas theme, I might. Now that heart is just a little bit bigger than what I want it to be, and I want to slice it out of this panel because this is where my seam is going to be, where my seam meets my card. So I'm going to make this the front of the box, and I'm just going to use my little handles here and shrink it down right there. Now how do I know I've got that in the center of that? That's going to be tricky. I don't want it to be too low, and I don't want it to be too high either. So in order to make sure that I've got that centered, because I like that size, I am going to go back and get that shape that I discarded a while ago, and it's 2 inches. So I know that that's the size of the box I'm making. So put that back in there, and I'm going to just change this so that I can see it. I'm going to change its color up here at the top in your operation line. Can change the color of it. I'm going to make it a dark red. I'm going to bring that arrange to the front, and I'm going to slide it right there on top of the gray square. I'm going to select the heart. I'm going to hold my shift key down, and I'm going to select the square. I'm going to align at the top here and center it. Now I'm going to select just the gray square and slide it out of the way. Okay, don't need it now. This is center of that square because I didn't move the heart at all. So now I want to slice it. So watch what happens. I've got 3 things here. Here is my box right here. Here's my score lines, and here is my cut of the heart. There's a couple of things you can do here, and it will give you the same result. If I select both and attach, you can see that the heart changed color to the same color of the box. It's going to cut that heart out right there. Those are cut lines, okay? So that will cut it out, and I don't have to do anything else. But if you want to learn slicing, I'm just going to undo those steps. You can see that it's the same color now. If I select this and I try to slice, you notice that it's grayed out. Let's see if I can pull that in a little bit more for you guys. You can see that it's grayed out right there. It's not going to let me do it. And the reason is, if you look in the layers panel, you've got 1 layer. This is just your instruction. Then you've got 2 layer, 3 layers. You cannot slice with 3 layers. You can only slice 2 layers. Only 2 at a time. So to get around that, if you're going to slice it out, I'm going to detach my score lines. Now you can see that that attach instruction showing that group is gone, that group heading, and I've got just the 3 layers. I'm going to select the heart. I'm going to hold my shift key and the box, and you can see that they darkened up there. Now I only have 2 layers and my slice is available. And I'm just going to select slice without moving anything. Okay, and now you can see it looks like my score lines disappeared, right? But they didn't. They're at the bottom, which is the back. This is the front, this is the back, and that's going to matter to you later on. Everything at the top is front, layer number 1, layer number 2, layer number 3, and layer number 4. Because when I sliced, I created a 4th layer. It means that you're cutting something away. Beverly, you're slicing it out. And I'm going to show you. Here's the heart that I started with. Now that looks vaguely familiar. Looks like the attached heart, right? Well, now I'm going to send that to the back. I'm going to arrange, and you can see that this is going to drop to the bottom. Now that's to the back, and my score lines are back because they were behind the box. And now I can select that heart and move it away. Come back and attach those score lines. If you can see grid, that means it's going to cut it away. Okay? All right. That's what slice means, Beverly. It means you're going to slice it out or cut it out. Okay? This is the trash that I cut out of the box, and here is the image that I started with. And again, you could just simply attach that image and get the same result. It's just going to be filled in. It's going to look filled in, but it's still going to cut it out. Okay? If I left that in there and I attached, it would look like that, but the layers panel would look different. Are you with me? Everybody with me? Beverly, did that make sense? So now I'm just going to get rid of that trash because that heart's going to cut and I'm still going to have it. So if you're saying, well, I still want to use that heart for something else, it's still going to be there, guys, because that's just a cut line. And that's just to help you. Let's say you were going to put in a panel behind it. Say you were going to put a piece of acetate in there. I'm not going to put a piece of acetate in mine, but let's just say you were going to put a piece of acetate in there. That way you can see what it's going to look like with your acetate in. Okay, you can put that piece in there. Okay, super simple and easy. So I'm going to save this, and the first thing I'm going to do is do this as tutorial Valentine's box. How about, or let's just do Valentine gable box. All right, and I am going to save this to a collection. I'm going to do a new collection, and I'm going to do this as Design Space Tutorials. It's only going to let me have so many characters, so I'll do 22 here. And then I'm going to create. And you see it already put it in there and checked it for me, and now it's going to do a new collection down here, and it's going to save it. So now this is saved. Now I can share the project. I can go in here and it tells me what images I used. I can edit my project details and give it a description. This is for the Lent truffles. Okay, and you're just going to fold on the scores, and I'll show you how to put that together. All right, and usually I will put a YouTube tutorial here. Let's see if I can get our there's your YouTube tutorial. I'll put that in there so that you guys can refer back to it. And then you want to tag it. And this is cardstock. This is cardstock. It's a box. So we can put those two in there. And now, let me explain this for everyone that's new. Nobody can see your projects unless you share them. So it doesn't really matter what you select here unless you select everyone. If you put everyone, they do not need your link because it's going to go into the Cricut community. Remember I said something about your profile up here to fill out your profile, and I will show you because it's going to go in there. So if you don't want to share it with anybody and you don't want to chance it, you'll need to select only me. And then no matter what you do, if you share the link, they still cannot open it. Okay? If you upload anything into it, you can share the link all day. They cannot open it no matter what setting you pick. Uploads are not shareable. If you use only Cricut, like I have here, you can share it or you can lock it down to only yourself. Okay? Right here, anyone with the link, that means if I share the link, then anybody that has the link can open it. And then everyone, that means they don't need the link. It's going to go in the Cricut community. So I'm just going to say everyone, and I'm going to save it. And I'm also going to get the link so that I can share it with you guys. And I'm going to paste that in there. And now you should be able to open it up. But if we go in, I'm going to cut it too. We go in and we go to my profile. Because it's set up, boom, there's the box. And everybody that wants to use that box can use the box. Okay? So anything that you put for everyone is going to go in there. Yes, you could slice a little bunny out of it, Shirley, for Easter. It's a cute box. It's very versatile. I've even used it for ornaments, the big round 4-inch ornaments, but you have to slice the box in half in order to make it work. It has to be the 2-piece box. But super easy and simple. Okay? So now we're going to cut it. So we've done everything. We've named it. We've tagged it. We've done all of our stuff. We're going to hit Make It. And this brings us over to the screen. I'm cutting it on a 12 by 12 mat. I'm using my Cricut Maker, And then I'm just going to hit continue. Now, if you've got a scrap of paper and this part is cut away at the top and you want to bring it down to the bottom, this is where you can move that. Or if you need to rotate it for whatever reason, you're using a pattern paper and the words run this way on the way you put it on your mat, you can turn it. All of that stuff can be done right here on this screen. Okay? You only want to mirror if you're cutting iron-on or a material that needs to be mirrored. Okay? That's what that is for. Once you've done that, you can hit continue. And now it's going to find my machine, and I'm going to select my material. If you have an Air 2 machine, set it on custom. Just set it on custom, and then you can pick your materials right here on screen as well. You can save up to 12 favorites here by browsing all your materials. If the material you want to use is not there, you can browse all materials, and then you can search for the material that you want to cut. Okay? This is going to come back in again when we do our manage custom materials. This is where they will be. You can favorite them by clicking the little star next to it. If it has the gray C, little Cricut logo, that means it's a Cricut material. Okay? Please do not use the HTV or iron-on non-Cricut. It will cut through your carrier sheet. Just use, if it's Cricut, if it's not Cricut glitter, but another brand of glitter iron-on, you'll just want to select the closest Cricut material to it. Okay? But you also have right here, those are my favorites, you have your popular. And I'm using Cricut cardstock, and I can make that a favorite by clicking on it here, and then you'll see it's right here on my cardstock. But I like to have extras because these are already there anyway. I don't usually keep that on there because I can select 12 other materials and have a total of 24 that are popular. Okay? So we're going to select cardstock, this Cricut cardstock, 80 pound, and it's solid core. So, and what that means is it's colored all the way through. It doesn't have a white core in the middle of it with color on the outside of it. All right, and it wants me to use my single scoring wheel. If you don't have that, you can edit tools and use your scoring stylus. But I do have mine, and I'm just going to use default pressure. So I am going to get my little camera ready here and flip over. So that you guys can see how to load the mat and what you should do. And I don't want to make anybody dizzy, so I'm resetting my camera. Let's see if I can get it set really quick. See if you guys, that should be good. All right. We're going to transition. Please excuse my wires. Again, I'm moving and I'm not fully set up yet. So I'm using the red Cricut cardstock, solid core 80 pound for this. Got my mat. I'm just going to pull off that liner. You want to keep your liner. That is to keep dust and things off your mat. Cricut does not recommend cleaning mats. If it's no longer sticky, you should probably replace your mat. I like the green mat for cardstock, and you can see that this is a new mat, so I'm just barely touching it to put it on. As it gets less sticky, I would use my Cricut brayer and bray that on. Okay, I don't want to do that because I want to be able to peel this off. You can also use a blue mat with your Cricut cardstock. Okay. I just happen to prefer the greens. Let's see. Make sure that you've got it in on your grid lines. Your material needs to be there on that. Let's see. All right. I like to use this. This is the hanger, but it also tells you which way to load it in the machine. Now you're going to push this into the machine up against the rollers, and I apologize that I can't show you that, but I do have a video showing it. And you don't want to let it go. You want to let the machine take it out of your hand. You want to keep that pushed up against those rollers flush and let it take it away from you. Okay? That way it's not going to cut up above the mat and things like that. Now if you have the Cricut Maker, you're going to use your scoring wheel. Let's see, let's get that little guy out. There it is. And that's tool number 1. Okay, has a 01 right there. And you're just going to open up clamp B, and you're going to take out your blade. You're going to place your adaptive tool in. And I'm trying to get my clamp to close here. There we go. And while this is cutting, we're going to cover a couple of things. And then press your flashing C once loaded. Don't remove these, guys. This is the little plastic stabilizer on your adaptive tools. You don't want to remove that, okay? This is a quick swap housing. You can tell the difference between the quick swap and your knife blade because there's no button on the top, okay? You can also tell with your rotary. Not only is it a different shape, but there's no button on the top. You only need one quick swap housing, and then you can just buy tips for the others. I like having mine so that I can just leave them in my tool and not have to do that. This is your deep cut housing. This blade has a 60-degree angle on it. This is your regular blade, and it has a 45, okay? Gray cap blades have a 30-degree angle. They do not cut as well in the makers and the air machines, so use your gold fine point. If you need to change the blade, you depress the top, and it's magnetized. It's not going to fall out, but it will allow you to pull it out from there, okay? And then you'll replace it by taking the little rubber protector off of it. You'll just drop it right down into the hole, and it will fall in, and it won't come back out. And that's how you change a blade. Do not take this apart. It does not come apart. We did have somebody that, I don't know how, but they did get one apart, and it was toast after that. So now it's going to tell me to stop. Let me pop back over there and show you guys that. And now it's telling me to load my fine point blade, which is the one I just had in my hand to show you how to change a blade with. And we're going to put that into clamp B. And we're going to hit the go button. And now it's going to begin cutting. Yes, there is a technique to remove the paper from the mat. You can use your spatula and things like that, but you don't really need them. And it is cutting. Now I don't know what I'm gonna use. I pulled 2 or 3 out. I've got my Nuvo glue. I like art glitter glue. I have not found that box yet. I think I did find my refill, my big refill bottle, but I had glue in here. This is Barely glue, but any glue that you like. Barely dries matte and clear. This dries clear and glossy, and art glitter glue dries matte and clear. No glitter in it, that's just the name of it. So now I've unloaded my mat, and you can see here, I am going to flip my mat over, okay? And then I'm going to just kind of gently curl it. And just rock it right off the mat, okay? Super easy, super simple. If you want to save that little heart and use it on a card or an envelope, you can pick that off and do that. And then you can use your scraper, or you can just, I'm just kind of pushing up on the bottom of my mat to get these bits and pieces off, because I don't want to get my scraper and scrape it for just a couple of pieces. Now if I had a ton of little pieces, then I would do that. But super easy, super simple to get that off of there. Then I'm going to replace my dust cover back on there till I'm ready to cut again. Here's our, don't throw that away. You can get lots of stuff out of there. You could probably get 2 boxes out of one mat on this. So you have your score lines, and you're going to fold on your handles here. These are folded towards you. On both of those, just fold it right towards you, and then you can just kind of fold it back. This one is folded down and down. There is no fold here. Don't fold those. Okay? And then you're going to fold the tab here away from you. Away from you, or mountain, however you want to call it, towards you is a valley. Okay? Mountains and valleys. All right, and then we've opened that back up, and now we're going to go across the bottom. And you really don't need glue for this. It's not got that much stress on it. This one tab is all you're going to be gluing. You can use a tape runner, Tombow, anything like that that you want. And then we're just going to put a little bit of glue on that tab. I'm just going to bring everything down and bring that over and create our seam. Give it a second to grab. All right, and now we're going to fold in this piece. Oops, my glue hasn't grabbed yet. Doesn't want to stick for me. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to fold these back where I can get this piece in. This piece goes in first, and then you're going to tuck that little tail right up under. Just push it down till it catches up under there, like so. You guys see that? Just got that little tail under there. And then we're going to do the same on this side. Now if you want to put a little glue or tape on this, you can. I usually put those pieces in, and then I put a little dab of glue on this side of this piece, and then we're just going to tuck it right up under. And that's really all you need. You can go inside and you can press that down, and then let's see if I can get this bag open. Now I did this one at 2 inches. You can make it smaller than that, guys. And then I'm just going to put a couple of these, 2 or 3 of these little truffles in, and try to get one to show through my little window here the right way. Just like that. And then you're going to pinch your box together here, and you're going to hook that right over on both sides. Super easy and simple. Okay. How cute is that? Nice for a little Valentine's giveaway. Yes, the deep cut black housing is shorter than the regular housing, and that is so thicker material will pass up under that. And I will show you here. The pink housing is what they call the fabric blade. It's just like keeping, it's the same thing as keeping your paper and your hair scissors and your fabric scissors separated. But basically that's what the pink one is for. But if you notice, one is slightly, it's hard to see on that black. Let's see. One is slightly shorter. The housing is shorter. You can see that more of the blade sticks out. This part is just a little bit shorter than these. And this is the same as your silver and your gold housings, depending on which machine you have, which one you got. Okay? So make sure that you have that, because if you cut a thicker material and you need that deep cut blade for it, you're going to need that material to be able to pass under that housing. And that's why it's a different one. Deep point, yes. Thank you, Marianne. I always forget that. It is deep point now. It used to be called a deep cut blade. All right, does anybody have any other questions? Hi, whoever that is on Facebook saying hello, everyone. We can't see your name. We're on YouTube and we're streaming to Facebook too, but it doesn't tell us who you are. It just says Facebook viewer. Hey, Tina. But yes, super easy and simple, and you can get these, like I said, you can make this a little bit smaller, maybe down to 1.5 inches, maybe 1.75, where it only holds maybe 2 candies instead of 3. And that's, you could get probably 2 or 3 out of a sheet of paper if you cut it down and work it a little bit. Remember, I showed you how to move it around on the mat, so you can move pieces around and get them in there. But you can get at least 2 to a sheet of paper. And if you cut them in different colors, then you can use your heart that's cut out of the front of it and make a little tag if you want, or have it say "Be Mine." That would be cute. We could do several in different colors and then swap them out and put pink hearts on some and red hearts on them and have "Be Mine" written on there. I'll pop over and show you guys how to do that really quick. And you don't even have to change it. It doesn't matter if you sliced or you attached. You'll still be able to do it. So let's hit finish. We finished our project. Let's transition. There we go. So what if you wanted it to say "Be Mine" on those hearts? Let's go and get, I know there's one that's writing in there that says "Be Mine." Come on. I want to go to operation type. I want draw. There we go. That's not the one I was thinking of, but I'll use it. We'll use it. So if you wanted that on there, I'm going to bring that in. And if you attached, all you want to do is shrink this down where it fits in the heart. You can turn it if you want, like so. If you attached, all you got to do is bring this in and attach it. And if you sliced it like I did, guess what? You can still attach it right there. It's still going to write on there. It looks like it's writing in midair, but remember, the heart isn't actually cut out yet. It's going to write it on there and cut it out. So it will. You can still get the same effect whether you sliced it or attached it. And I'll just go ahead and save that. And that way you can take the hearts out and interchange them with your other boxes. Cut some of the boxes in pink and some in white and some in red, and then you've got all the colors of hearts that you can interchange. You cannot use the knife blade with the Air 2, Beverly. Only the adaptive tools are for the Maker and the Maker 3 only. You won't have a knife blade or a rotary blade or any adaptive tools. Now, that being said, those of you who have an Air 2 or an Air machine and you want to go to a Maker, all of your tools that you have for that machine will fit the Makers. Okay? They will fit the makers. But your maker tools do not fit the air machines. So Beverly, with an Air 2, you would use the scoring stylus. Remember when I hit make it and we went over there? Where it asks for the tools. Right here, you would be using a scoring stylus. Okay, and then you would apply. Let me just, I don't know if it will let me get back there because I don't have an air. Cancel. Yes. Cancel. Yeah, let me go with the Explore. It's probably not going to let me go that far because I don't, it might. Yeah, see, it's not going to let me get there to show you because my air machine is not hooked up. So you'll just leave yours set on custom material and it will walk you through it, Beverly. You didn't know you could do that, Shirley? Yep. Because that material hasn't really been cut away yet, it doesn't matter if it's in there or not. You can still do that. All right. We will see you guys again next Thursday, 7 o'clock. And we are going to cover managing custom materials. We're going to go over that. And we are going to cover our templates, projects, the Make It Now projects. We're going to cover that. We talked about images tonight. We're going to talk about fonts and text, our shapes, and uploading next week. I don't know that we will do a project. If we do, it'll be something quick and simple like tonight, but we are going to cover this toolbar for you guys. Have a good night, Susan. Hi, Cindy. Oh, yay, I'm glad that you're learning. All right, guys. If you have questions you forgot to ask, make sure that you ask them in the group or save them, write them down for next week, and we will cover that. Just because this is what we plan to cover doesn't mean you can't ask other questions. It doesn't have to be on topic. We will answer any questions or project issues that you're having. You can ask about them. You're very welcome, Beverly. Hopefully we'll see you next Thursday so that you can get some more tips and tricks. See you Saturday. If you want to Zoom and see my pretty face and have fun with us, make sure that you're joining that Patreon Zoom tier. Thank you to all my moderators. Couldn't do this without you. Thank you to all my supporters. You guys are awesome.